Hi, I'm Ben from Memberium. In this video, I'm very excited to show you how to use the content protection meta box in Memberium to protect your content. If you're a site owner, you're running an online course, or you're using Memberium to protect your content on your website, this video is for you. The crux of Memberium content protection is based around the content protection meta box. Now, there are other ways to protect content inside of Memberium, but the main way to do so is by protecting the entire page using membership levels, tags, and other things that I'm about to cover. So, let's jump right in. Now, depending on if you're using the classic or the block editor, the content protection box may look different. For example, over here in the classic editor, you'll see on the right-hand side, I have the content protection box right here. If you don't see it, just look and make sure it's already expanded, and then you should see something like this. If you're using the block editor, however, this is the new Gutenberg editor, you will actually see it in the same spot. It might be lower down in the list. However, you can move it if that's what you wish. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to stay inside of the classic editor, but again, everything that I'm doing will apply if you're using the block editor. As you can see here, I'm editing my gold homepage, and so naturally what we want to do is protect this with the gold membership. If you come over here to the content protection box, you can see I have all my memberships. Right now I have 3 memberships. I have the demo membership, free, and gold. So if I wanted to protect this with the gold membership, I'd simply hit gold. And with that, now, anybody who accesses this page needs to have the gold membership in order to actually see the page. We're going to cover what happens when they don't have access to the page here in just a moment. Next, let's move to the next option, which is any logged in user in the logged out only. These options are essentially the opposites of each other. So for example, if I select any logged in user, that just means that anybody that's logged into the site can access this page, and logged out users will not be able to access it. It doesn't check for memberships, it doesn't check for tags, it only checks if the user is logged into the site. In the same vein, logged out only is just the opposite of that, and so it only will allow logged out users to access the page. If anybody's logged in, they will not be able to access the page. The next option that we have here is the require contact IDs. Now, this box here is really a special use case feature if you're wanting only a specific user to actually access a page. You would go into ActiveCampaign, you would come over to your contacts section right here, you would find one of your contacts, and you would grab their contact ID from the top here. So for example, mine is 174. Then you can come back to the page and type in 174, and now only that user would actually be able to access this page since nobody else has that contact ID. The next 2 options that we have are regarding tags. So we'll start out by just typing in bronze, and the way this works is they need to now have the bronze tag in order to access this page. If we add an additional tag in here, for example, let's just put silver, they now need to have one of the 2 tags. So it's an or situation, bronze or silver. Now, you'll see the box below says and require tag IDs. This and is in addition to one of the tags up here. So let's just type in a tag right now. Let's just do gold, and then we'll also just type in platinum, okay? And so the way that this is currently set up, they would need to have one of the tags from the top box, so bronze or silver, and they would need to have gold or platinum. So they don't need to have both gold and platinum. They just need to have one of the tags from the top and one of the tags from the bottom here. Now, we also have 2 other options here, the hide from menus and the Google first click free. These are really just additional options, and they're a little self-explanatory. The hide from menus is going to keep this page from the menus. By default, Memberium is already going to hide pages that users don't have access to from the menus. The Google first click free will actually allow users to, if they're coming from Google, view the page even if they don't have the actual requirements to actually access it. And then if they go to another page after it, well, it would require that they have it. This is good for like magazine websites that want to offer teaser content to allow users to view like one article or so, but it can be exploited, so we recommend that you look at it with caution and use it with care. As you can see though, that is the majority of the content protection meta box. The only last thing that we have is the when prohibited, and this comes into effect when users don't have access or they don't meet the requirements that you've set above. Now, just to be clear, all the requirements are cumulative. So if you type in gold and free, you also want them to have the silver tag, this is all being added up, so that now they need to have one of the memberships, they need to have the silver tag. If you type in another tag here, they would need to have that. And so they all kind of add up, and so if they fail at any point, they're going to be prohibited from accessing the page. And now we need to know and decide what happens to those users when they don't have access. Now there's a lot of options here. We have three main options: hide completely, show excerpt only, and redirect. Hide completely is just going to result in a 404 page, almost as if the page doesn't even exist. If we do show excerpt only, that's going to be this excerpt right over here, and right now it just says you don't have access to this page. Now this works on some themes. Other themes, they don't show the excerpt, and so you need to check specifically with your theme, do a little bit of testing before you select this option. And the last option that we have is the redirect, probably the most popular option. Now, if you don't enter anything, there's going to be a default redirect, which I will show you how to use that. Or you can type in a specific link to a sales page. Maybe you want to take them to a login page, different things that you can do. Now, the very last option, the first option actually, but I skipped it, is the site default. Now, the reason I skipped is because I want to show you where this is set up. So if we actually come over here to the Memberium settings, and that is Memberium settings, and then we'll come over here to the Content Protection tab. You'll see that we have the site default options here. So the default prohibited action right now is the show excerpt or teaser, and if you come down here, that's going to be right down here. Now I'm not going to explain all of these settings. If you do auto-generate excerpts, that's going to be pick up this setting right here, the auto excerpt length. Make sure you set this to something pretty low, maybe 10 words or less. If you do like 55 words, that's going to show possibly all your content. So you want to make sure you really lower that down to fit your needs. If you don't do auto generate, then what it's going to do is pick up whatever you have in here. So you could type in a message, you could have a short code, whatever you'd like. So that's the show excerpt and teaser option. You also have hide completely, so that could be the site default where it shows a 404 page, or you can have the redirect. This is what we recommend in most cases, and we recommend that you redirect them to the login page right here. So right here we have them set to the login page, and then once they log in, it's actually going to take them back to the current page that they have. This is all in our documentation. I'll have a link below on how to set that up, though, with more details. So this right here is how you set the default prohibited action. And let's see, if we actually go ahead and update that to the redirect and we refresh, we'll see that this changes here to that. So let's go ahead and reload the page. Okay, and as you can see, the site default now is redirect. So with that being said, that's the extent of the content protection meta box, and I did show you the site default settings as well for the prohibited action. If you have any questions at all, reach out to our support team by going to memberium.com/support.